back to an in-depth weather video. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. So today we're covering Winter Storm Constance, which has formed in the northern plains and the Great Lakes regions, and it will be affecting these areas throughout the day today into very early tomorrow. So basically, just the headliner here, since there is no full article version for the storm, just Winter Storm Constance spreads snow and ice. So we're going to look into more of that when we get to the models. Now, National Weather Service, we have these watches, warnings, and advisories. We have winter storm warnings in South Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, winter weather advisories in Minnesota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Michigan, and Wisconsin, ice storm warnings in southern Minnesota. Now, moving on here to the Weather Prediction Center. So, on the Weather Prediction Center, we have our probabilistic winter precipitation, or just probabilities of different snow amounts. Now, highest probabilities are obviously for 1 inch. We have a widespread area of 1 inch at least, and that is in Minnesota and Wisconsin into Canada. Now, 2 inches, we go down slightly, but still a little pocket of 95% chance. 4 inches of snow, you have a maximum chance of 70 to 80% in an area that had the 95% chance in 2 inches. 6 inches of snow, very unlikely, at the most 50% chance. And 8 inches is probably very unrealistic at this point. Now, if we move on here to the next run, we can see that this storm will be moving pretty quickly. This shows us this moving pretty quick. This all starts to transition into Canada now, as the storm is already pretty far north and is moving northeast. So it is going to be moving into Canada, which I actually think that Canada is going to see most of the icing from this storm. Now, NAM 3 kilometer model. So on the NAM 3 kilometer model, we have this system: low pressure right here, snow right here. We're going to be looking mainly at snow, which is this blue to pink, and freezing rain, which is this like pink to magenta to red. Right? We're not going to focus on sleet here because I think it's going to be very insignificant compared to the other two. Now, snow, we have this one area that's going to have heavier snow, and that's this northern section here. So you can kind of see that happening there, but we're going to go a little bit more frame by frame. So right here, you have multiple areas with some freezing rain risks. Highest risk here is where those ice storm warnings were in southern Minnesota. Now you have this band of heavier snowfall that continues to move north. Now here is the big part of why this storm probably got named, is that heavy snow is directly correlating with the heavy freezing rain risk. And there's a very heavy freezing rain risk here in Minnesota, very close to the Twin Cities. We also have another freezing rain risk in parts of Wisconsin and Michigan. Then we have less freezing rain on this this slide, if you want to call it this hour forecast, but you start to see this shield of heavier snow moving through Minnesota. That continues, but as this storm continues to move north and east, we see this snowy portion become less heavy and more expansive. So now we're starting to get snow into parts of Wisconsin, all the way back into South Dakota and Iowa, but those pinks of the snow are very uncommon at this point. Freezing rain starting to come back in Wisconsin and Michigan. Then we see a higher freezing rain risk in Wisconsin now. That snow still pretty much moderate across the board. Continuing to be kind of moderate. Some areas of heavier snowfall in the Duluth area. Freezing rain risks in Wisconsin and Michigan continue. Now, as this storm continues to move off, we start to see this wintry portion start to consolidate a little bit as it is now just affecting the very northeastern parts of Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin, and those wintry precip areas other than snow. The sleet, freezing rain is starting to diminish a bit. Now, as this storm kind of goes through its evolution here, we start to see snow kind of takes over, and there's this little band here of heavier snowfall that actually correlates to heavier snow totals. We'll talk about that in a bit. Now, over Lake Superior here, you do get some higher snow, higher snow amounts here, so actually just heavier snow band here, but that pushes onto the coastline. Now, we start to see this freezing rain risk come back here into Canada, and I actually think that this is where most of the precipitation is going to come from when it comes to this northwestern side. And most of the freezing rain, I believe, will also be in here. But you also have that same band that was moving over Lake Superior now causing problems in Ontario, Canada. This eventually moves off. You can see that shield of heavier snow, and then behind that, just very light snow. And then this all pushes off. So let's just go through this here. Total positive snow depth change over time. You can see as this storm starts off, you have one area getting those 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Then you start to get into this next stage here where you get 1 to 4 inches in a kind of small area. Then you get into this next stage where you get kind of a wider area of 1 to 3, but still no significant amounts. Then that band sets up, and you start to see those 6-inch amounts coming in very northeastern Minnesota. Then as this moves into Canada, you start to get more consistent 4-5-inch amounts. Now, there is no freezing rain risk, kind of no data here on Tropical Tidbits for freezing rain, so just saying that there could be some times where you get a lot of freezing rain at once, and that ice gets very heavy on the branches and can cause trees to fall down, branches to fall on wires, all sorts of things. So in this area here, if you live in parts of southeastern Minnesota, north central Wisconsin, parts of the UP of Michigan, and into Ontario, just be aware that there could be some trees and branches falling down on wires, causing power outages. That is all I have for this storm. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.